Throw them all out. Like all of you, I'm fed up. This week, the ultimate injustice to every American and every member of the military who gave his or her life for this country. Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us tonight. This week, parents of young Americans killed in action on foreign soil, their bodies in cold coffins, loaded onto a cargo plane to Dover Air Force Base, were told there would be no death benefits, no burial expenses, no money of any kind. We are the most powerful country in the world, the most militarily advanced. We deliver the worst possible news to parents. Your son or daughter between the ages of 19 and 25 was killed in action. Thanks, by the way. You can come and pick up your kid's body. What? They sacrifice everything, their hopes, their dreams, their lives, leaving behind families and loved ones devastated. And the Obama administration refuses to bury them? Won't even fly the families in to gather their remains while they jet around on our dime? But it gets worse. Congress passed the Pay Our Military Act on September 30th, hours before the shutdown, to make sure that military benefits were covered. They saw this one coming, and they gave the Department of Defense broad authority to pay all kinds of bills. And yet the Pentagon gives specific instructions not to make death payments. Ladies and gentlemen, this didn't fall through the cracks. They actually looked at it and said, no money for you or your kid. The administration's latest excuse? Our lawyers misinterpreted the law. Seriously? But then again, that's no surprise. In over his head holder, the one who lied to Congress and shipped guns to the Mexican drug dealers, he's just plain incompetent. And this guy, Secretary of Defense Hagel, who sits at the citadel of the Pentagon, the ranking member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, a member of his own party, said he should never have been confirmed in the first place because Hagel believes Americans should apologize to our world adversaries, shun our friends, and because he criticized the Jewish lobby. Secretary Hagel, you call yourself a decorated combat veteran, and you don't allow for these payments? And then, when the cat's out of the bag, you have the audacity, the chutzpah, the balls to show up at Dover Air Force Base for the first time as Secretary of Defense out of a newfound respect? I've seen this video before. And where the hell were the Joint Chiefs in all of this? How dare you stand silent while the men and women under you are treated like trash? But then again, ladies and gentlemen, we Americans are nothing more than pawns in a political chess game. Politicians looking to grandstand and blame the other party because you politicians want to score political points. You just want to make Americans hate the other guy. Well, I have news for you. We are disgusted with all of you. This great nation is drowning in a sea of debt at a record pace, and you refuse to address the overspending, the fraud, the waste, the free giveaways, and your solution? Raise the debt limit. And Mr. President, with all due respect, you have a family of 4. May I ask you a simple question? If you or Michelle couldn't make your credit card payments, would you simply call up MasterCard and say, raise my limit? They would respond, you can't pay this bill. Why would we raise your limit and give you more credit? But you want to do that to us. And you're playing golf the same weekend that Americans are dying, and then you won't even bury them. And I personally don't care how many days Jay Carney can dance around as to when you first knew of the tragedy or if you even knew it at all. Your administration is too focused on playing politics and dividing the American public. Now, I'm not taking sides here. Both parties are to blame. You're all a bunch of jokers, every one of you. You wait until the last minute to deal with a crisis, and a CR is all you can come up with? I have an idea. If the debt limit is higher when you leave Congress than when you entered it, you don't get a pension, no retirement, nothing. You didn't do your job. In fact, I think we should be able to sue you for the ineptitude and waste. A few weeks ago, I talked about how Russian President Putin played you, Mr. President, in the Syria debacle. But tonight, the American people are the ones being played by all you losers in Washington, many of you now home for the weekend, living off the money that we give you while this country goes to hell in a handbasket. I have another idea. Congressional pay should be withheld until this is all worked out. No special barber, no special gourmet cafeteria, gym, laundry, dry cleaners, drivers, bodyguards, benefits, health insurance. Roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, put aside your disgusting egos, go to work and figure this one out. An American flag flies in front of my home. My father and grandfather fought proudly for this nation in World War II. They and all the veterans like them are looking down at us disgusted. I am ashamed of how the families of our fallen soldiers were treated. You know, I talk about justice all the time. But if ever there were an injustice, this is it. With me now, Tennessee Congresswoman